Let me tell you of the days of high adventure.
Hey, I'm Kevin.
And I'm John.
And this is 6 Degrees of Schwarzenegger, the podcast where we take a long, hard look back at some of our favorite action movies from the era of Arnold.
Schwarzenegger is the icon of the genre, and we're taking a deep dive into some of these 80s and 90s cult action movies and breaking them all the way down.
How goes it?
Kevin, it goes really, really good. It goes so well. The Braves won today. I'm drinking some Chihuahua cerveza.
Chihuahua.
You are also drinking some Chihuahua cerveza now.
Or side graded. It's delicious.
It was a lateral move.
Yeah. I've never seen a beer can that says get the app on it. There's a Chihuahua beer app, apparently.
Okay. Neither have I.
Interesting.
I
can't promise I'll be getting it, but I can promise I'll be drinking more of this.
Yes, thanks guys for a wonderful product.
So, before we get down to the business at hand, I'll reference again. I sort of forgot last time, but it's all good. But we are thrilled to be now part of the Last of the Action Heroes podcast network.
Hey.
If you're digging what you're hearing here, you should check them out. If you're listening to us through that podcast network, you should check out our own feed wherever quality podcasts are found. We've got a lot of old back catalog there. We're going to try to get it put up on the podcast network eventually. But in the meantime, if you want to find us, just search for 6 Degrees of Schwarzenegger. You'll find us on wherever, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, you guys, and if you like us, it seems like on the network, it's a wealth of other people that also were slaves to TBS and VHS. So get out there and listen to some podcasts about one of the great genres of filmmaking.
And it's kind of a genre that's gone the way of the dodo.
It really has. It's we're talking about sort of historical artifacts in a way now.
Like, I feel like Mad Max Fury Road is a old school throwback.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe the John Wick movies have that sort of feel of just glorified violence,
but in a sleeker, higher production package.
Sure. But yeah, they don't really make them like this anymore.
Maybe they're starting to again. I mean, like, I'm trying to think, like, Taken. What genre would you
dope.
put?
That's an action movie.
Yeah, that's an action. We've talked about Taken
or
at length
the
in some
Bourne
other
movies.
The Bourne movies, yeah. But then, it's just, they still get done. But there's the product is not often quality.
Yeah, they're still making them like the sort of grindhouse, pulpy exploitation flicks. But you don't get the huge $100 million ones very often anymore.
Do you think that that's just because of market saturation?
I feel like no one, when they spend that much money, they don't want a rated R product at the end. They want a PG-13 product.
Even in the age of streaming now.
It's crazy now. Did you watch Army of the Dead?
Not yet.
On Netflix?
I saved it. It's in my queue.
It's wild.
I hear that Tig Notaro is in it, which is awesome.
Yeah, she is. She's awesome.
Love her.
She apparently was replacing one of the stand-up comedians who got canceled.
Heard, yeah.
Yeah, it's weird to see a movie like that that's just a hard R.
Yeah.
Like, it's a movie for adults. It's not for kids.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that.
But that's the thing is, like, my parents as long as you're accompanied by, if you're under 17, you have to be accompanied by an adult or whatever. And my parents they took us to our movies when we were in high school or junior, before we were, old enough to go by ourselves. I don't know. I think I guess, never underestimate the prudish nature of the American public in this day and age.
There's a lot of outrage. There's an outrage factory.
Yeah.
That needs something to be outraged about.
Boobs and the F word.
Well, I think about like a Spielberg or J.J. Abrams even, like especially Spielberg back in the day. Mm-hmm. Like he'd make movies that kids loved, but he didn't ever pander to like a child. Like he never made it he never felt like he dumbed E.T. down to appeal to kids.
Right. Until they released that anniversary DVD.
Yeah, even that one. I mean, it's like, yeah, it's not great, but it's like you don't need to, like Last Action Hero that we talked about recently. You felt like they were trying to dumb it down for kids.
Yeah.
But kids are fucking smart. I feel like certain directors like Spielberg or J.J. Abrams know that kids are smart and they don't need it to be dumbed down. And yeah, action movies, even if you're making R-rated, it does need to be dumbed down for kids.
Yeah.
But yeah, I fucking dig a hard R action movie.
Speaking of hard R action movies, what are we even talking about right now?
We're talking about a Jim from 1981, Mad Max 2, The Road Warrior.
This movie rules.
It's one of the originators of the modern action genre. You know, went and did what the old exploitation flicks were doing, but did it on a larger scale. Did what James Bond movies were doing, but did it as an R-rated,
right?
Like leave your kids at home, type of deal. I love this movie.
It's so good.
It's on my Mount Rushmore probably of action pictures.
That's high praise.
I fucking dig it. I will try to catch us up what's happened up until this point. Basically, we have Mad Max. He's roaming the wasteland of this like post-apocalyptic universe. He's run afoul of a mohawked punk named Wes. He's linked up with a guy known only as the Gyro Captain. He flies a gyrocopter around. They found this sort of oil refinery compound. They're trying to figure out a way to get in to get some of that gas to ingratiate themselves with these people. Max went and he rescued a guy who was maimed and injured by the bad guys. He took him back to the refinery. He got himself in. He's like, yep, I had to deal with this guy. He'd give me all the gas I could carry if I'd get him back here. But the dude passed away. The refinery people, they're not digging it.
Could not verify.
They're in the process of killing him or kicking him out at the least.
And stealing his car.
And stealing his sweet, sweet car, a Ford Falcon. As the bad guys return, now they're all trapped inside by the Lord Humungus and his army of marauders.
Right.
We got Schmegma Crazies. We got Gay Boy Berserkers.
It's amazing. And they've
got
been
feral kids.
They've been given an offer that they can definitely refuse and given 24 hours to decide.
Just walk away. Yeah. Just walk away. This can all end. We've all lost someone we love. We got a wild child who's living amongst the refiners. He killed Wes's
the golden youth
side piece. I don't know what he is, his boy toy.
Yeah.
The golden youth.
Wes's better half.
These two sides must come to blows. It must end with bloodshed.
Yeah.
But that sort of catches us up.
Yeah, Humungus has told them, is like, if you guys will just leave and give us the oil, we'll let you live.
Yeah, give us the refinery and we'll let you pass.
So think about it. I'm going to let you sleep on it for tonight, and we're going to be back tomorrow to talk more about it. And that's sort of where we pick up for episode 3.
That is correct, sir.
So inside the refinery, debate begins among the crowd. Some are like, hell yeah, let's take his offer and get the fuck out. And others are like, nah, that's stupid.
Right.
We'll get killed. Meanwhile, Max is like up on the catwalk and he's picked his handcuffs.
Quickly.
Yeah, he's just like, okay, fine. Some Yahoo in a military uniform credited as the Curmudgeon says I'll negotiate with Humungus. He's a reasonable man.
Does that get a laugh for you?
Oh, totally.
Every time. He's a reasonable man.
Yeah, it's like, no.
I don't know if that's meant to be funny, but it gets me every time. It's like, yeah, he seems very reasonable, the Humungus.
If I saw him, I'd definitely trust him.
We haven't really described him, but yeah, he's not wearing a lot. He's wearing like sort of S&M gear, like leather studs, some sort of harness, and a hockey mask, and he's just fucking buff as hell.
Yeah. And just got this like bulbous head that like throbs and wispy hair. Like he's, I don't know, there's something up.
Who in their right mind would trust these people?
They just they don't know that they like raped and killed someone and then like killed another guy and then have your other friends strapped to the front of their cars. Like these are not trustworthy people.
I mean, who is the Curmudgeon? Like, is he he like a half-ass sort of military figure?
I think that he's supposed to be representative of the politicians and military figures who talked and talked and talked.
We got him. He's wearing like an
done.
army helmet and sort of a military jacket.
Yeah, but what even wars could that be from?
Who knows?
He strikes me as the kind of person that found that, but then is like, I was a general, something
he's like
that.
a wannabe leader.
So he to me is like the vestige of the world that we don't want back.
Okay.
Papagallo, who is the leader of the refinery crowd, says that even if they walk away with their lives, what are we going to do after that if we give up all the gas?
Yeah.
So just then we see that Feral Kid is like popped up back inside the compound. He's like showing Max his bloody boomerang as he comes in. He's like, look what I did.
He seems very, very proud.
He's like, right? He's like a dog that's come back.
Dude, that actor, the actor who played Feral Kid, Emil Minty, he said he still got that boomerang like at his house, like he kept the prop.
That's sweet.
That's fucking rad, dude.
Yeah.
I love that.
That is amazing. Max retrieves the music box that he found previously and plays it for the kid, and the kid is just like, it's like magic. He's entranced.
Imagine he's never seen anything like that.
He's never heard
life.
music, probably.
Oh, good point.
Never heard music. So he is just like, it's like magic. He's like growl laughing, like grunting and smiling. It's very awesome. And Max like tosses it to him, and Feral Kid plays it and absolutely like falls out. Like he's like, holy shit.
Max is so human in this moment.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if we're supposed to gather. I don't know if it has to do with him having lost a child. That's
a great point.
That he's like, I see a son here or something.
Or just see a vulnerable child.
But he's got such humanity in him for the guy who's like playing the hard ass. And like,
it's like you said, there's a Han Solo thing going on where it's like he's the reluctant hero, and he's still like first and foremost, it's like survival, but it's like he knows when the right thing is the right thing. So back in the debate with the refiner crowd, Papagallo is telling all the people that the gas is their only lifeline to a better life. And the Curmudgeon yells that wherever they're going is 2,000 miles. There's a little bit of exposition, just background exposition. They're going 2,000 miles away, and that they've got no way to move the tanker. Papagallo says there has to be a way, but first they have to defend the fuel. First and foremost, we've got to protect what we've got now.
The obvious solution, we were talking just before we pressed record, seems to be like, hey, Humungus's crowd, you let us leave with the tanker, and you can take the refinery.
Yeah,
let us take all the gas you want. Like, you got to think, if they've got 10,000 gallons of gas there, there's probably 100,000 gallons to still be pumped out of the earth,
or more. Like, I don't know.
Who knows? It could be endless.
Yeah. Like whatever field they're on, there could be years worth of gas.
I could see where you can't trust Humungus.
Yeah. And so many seem content to give up and start throwing their weapons down. Warrior Woman says, however, that we fight for our beliefs, and I'm staying.
That is one good-looking woman, man.
She's attractive.
I gotta say again. It's been said before. I'll say it again.
She's beautiful.
I'm sure. But Jesus.
Yeah, that's an inspired bit of casting. The young woman, then we see a young woman with a top pony who earlier, we didn't talk about her, but she was sort of like nursing the guy Nathan who Max saved from outside and brought in to try to get some gas. She was tending to Nathan, who died. The young woman with the top pony, who is credited as being the captain's girl, but we'll figure that out later. She says that, we can't compete with the Marauders. Every day we get weaker while they get stronger.
That's a good bit of dialogue.
Yeah, our cause is finished. You're basically saying like we can't go on.
I mean, their days are numbered for sure. If they're under siege, I don't know how much water and food could they possibly have in there?
They're not sitting on a well, probably.
Yeah, I don't think so.
So just then, Max whistles loudly. All turn to him, and this was where we get that TBS commercial cut. 2 days ago, I saw a vehicle that could hold that tanker. You want to get out of here? You talk to me.
It's fucking amazing, dude.
Yeah.
It's like, I mean, Max in the movie barely talks. But so when he does, it's like so effective. Like everyone shuts up and listens. He's a man of few words. I think the internet said like he's only got 16 lines of dialogue in the whole movie, which I don't know how they get that number because I tried to count. Like, and by any metric I could figure, he's definitely has more than 16 lines. But he does barely talk.
Yeah, that reminds me of like in opera performances, like in a 2.5 hour show.
Yeah.
Something like that. Like a long time to be on stage in that duration of an entire show is a total of 15, 20 minutes.
Really?
Yeah. But then you're not on stage for more than like, chunks of that at a time. So that's like a big amount of singing. It's crazy to think about that. Like, a
lot of what Max does is just sort of silently observing what's happening and waiting for his moment, right?
And Mel Gibson, talented, gives great face. Always is given great face.
Yeah.
So we cut to later that night. Max is talking to the community leaders, like bargaining for his services.
It's like amazing, the skies.
Yeah.
And everything like that.
Phenomenal.
It also has to be said, like in this scene in particular, I guess the way it's lit, I don't know, Mel Gibson is just one handsome man.
Yeah, yeah.
Like for all of his faults or foibles,
right.
He is he was a movie star.
Yeah, he was. He tells the community that if he can deliver the rig, a rig big enough to haul the tanker that they've got, then in exchange, they'll give him back his car and all the gas he can carry.
It's a fucking incredibly good deal for them.
Yeah, totally.
Right? Like, what is all the fuel he can carry in the amount of, in terms of all the fuel they have?
Right.
Like, it's a drop.
Yeah. Not a lot. I take that deal. So one of the guys, I think it's Zeta or Zeta or whatever his name is.
The top lieutenant.
Yeah, turban.
Pappagallo.
He's sort of got a turban. He's memorable for having the thing like wrapped around his head. But he's like, he reminds Pappagallo. He's like, hey, we lost 8 people today. What does this Yahoo have in mind? So Max says, all I need is 5 gallons of diesel and some high octane, and you guys can just think of that as a down payment.
Sure.
Why not? So the group seems divided about whether to trust him, but decide they've got nothing to lose.
Warrior Woman definitely believes the worst about him still.
But Pappagallo is like, all right, you have a deal. So later on we see Max, he's got this stick with gallons of gas positioned balanced on either side.
That shit would be heavy.
Yeah, it would be. So as he's
That's
leaving,
way more than the amount of gas he said he needed as well. He's like, because I feel like those were 5-gallon cans and he had 4 of them.
Yeah, that's true. Unless they were just partially filled, but I don't know why they would do that.
I don't know either, but it looked good on film.
I was about to say they had to be positioned and balanced on that stick.
Dude, did you notice also they were oiling his knee brace on his way out?
He's like, as he's leaving, he reminds the community, he's like, don't forget our deal. And then haunted looking guy from earlier gets down and oils up his leg brace.
It's that's amazing bit of detail.
Yeah, it's you
can't have it squeaking as you're trying to sneak past the marauders. Silent and smooth, just like always.
It's like the Tin Man oil can. So Max sneaks off into the darkness with Dog. But he trips and falls and the cans go flying and making all this racket. And he gets heard by Bear Claw Mohawk, who starts to slink over to investigate. But as he comes up, Max has got a knife pulled, and we've heard some coyotes howling before this, but then we see Feral Kid start to howl, distracting Bear Claw Mohawk, who sort of loses interest and leaves.
I think that was a dingo howl.
A dingo? Maybe a dingo ate your baby.
That fall seemed like that would have fucked his knee up.
Yeah.
He sort of stepped off an 8-foot drop or something. Damn, that would jack you up. Also, it's weird how close everyone was to Bear Claw Mohawk. It didn't seem like he could see anybody, but it seemed like he should have been able to see Feral Kid.
Right.
But I don't know if he was hidden behind a shrubbery or what.
Shrubbery!
I don't know what was going on, but it all works, though.
Feral Kid has the benefit of being able to blend into the background. He's sort of different shades of taupe and tan. So I love the bit with Feral Kid, Max looking up at him and Feral Kid gesturing with his head and go that way.
Yeah.
And that kid's badass. I love that. By daybreak, we get another cool shot from the same bluff where Max and Gyro Captain were positioned the day before.
That would have been a hell of a climb to make with all that weight.
Shit. Yeah, agreed. So by daybreak, Max has made it back to that spot, and I call this the Christ imagery, but him with that thing up across his back, carrying the cross beam,
I
Jesus.
never thought of it, but yes.
And the music swells big and epic. So, but when he gets up there, the captain's nowhere to be found. So we cut and we get this shot of the captain's foot going by, and he's dragging the broken section of the tree behind him, like a log, like this driftwood.
Max had left him shackled to like a dead tree.
Like, you wait here with your snakes. And Max, obviously followed the trail. And so dog chases him down.
He gives that little like,
yeah,
and he goes just running full speed after him.
Max gives him full permission to chase down the captain.
That's dog assist number 5.
I love that.
I also just imagine the dog just like tearing into his ass.
Oh, yeah, like ripping his leggings. So we cut to later on. Max is leading the captain, he's now forcing to carry the fuel cans.
You know what? I started thinking one of those cans better be full of water.
Good call. Yeah,
because
that makes total sense.
That's a long way to just be like, yeah, just go walk it.
Yeah, that makes total sense. The captain's like babbling on and on about things he misses from before the apocalypse. And he's
clean
like,
women.
You know what I miss most of all? Clean women, nail polish, perfume, the smell of bicycle seats, cocktails, desserts.
I like his style.
I like the smell of bicycle seats.
I don't even know what that means.
I think it's just like leather.
Oiled leather.
Yeah. Lingerie. Oh, remember lingerie? Max tells him to shut up.
We've mentioned this before. I think you did. Like the gyro copter itself is like just plastered with sort of pornographic images.
Yeah,
it's like he's got interests. I guess
he does. Yeah, totally.
I love it.
Yeah, Max tells him to pipe down as they finally get back to the gyrocopter, and they find that they find a body on the ground, and that his snake has killed the guy who was probably a scavenger. The captain and dog fight over the snake. He's like, I tried it. I'm going to eat it.
That's just funny, man.
That is badass.
He said I got a great recipe for snake. Reptile fricassee. Like, I don't even, would you eat this? Would you eat your snake? I can't figure out.
If it was dead, yeah.
Do you think the snake had died?
I think the snake was dead.
He found it dead on the ground. It wasn't alive.
I think so.
He had some live ones later, right?
He's got snakes on snakes, dude. It's like, that's the thing, is like the guy pulls snakes out of his coat, like just at will. It's just like a magic trick. I don't even know how. So Max is like picking through the dead man's pockets, finds a shotgun shell, which he loads into his, we discover, empty shotgun.
I love that he also finds that single die.
Yeah.
And he's like, I'm keeping this. Like, imagine the value that a die could have in that world. It's like, I got to settle a dispute. Like, we'll roll the die. It's amazing to me.
Absolutely. So, yeah, the captain notices that Max's gun has been empty this whole time. It's like, that's dishonest. Lie.
That's a great reveal, too. He's like, how do we even know that's going to work? And he points the gun. He's like, want to find out?
Yeah, let's find out. Like, no, cool. So, and then, like, Max is like, so basically, I need you to show me how this thing works. It's like, now you got to understand aerodynamics in the thing. Like, he's like, shut up. I love that dramatic music swells, and we cut to a shot of the team like flying off into the wild blue yonder.
Or at least like a dummy and the pilot. I think the thing couldn't take 2 people.
Well, we
in reality
later we discover it could, but
he
I don't
says
think
it could. But in real life,
right?
I think it was the a pilot and the dummy,
right? Not 2 guys and a dog, probably.
Question:
Yeah,
is dog with them on the gyro?
Yes.
Okay, because I'm like, it could be either way. They could have left him there and be like, as we're driving back, I'll pick you up.
Right. Do you think dog
How
would
chill would the dog
level?
have to be on a flying open air sort of thing?
Maybe
like that?
Max would like put a bag over his head or something like that to keep him calm.
I'm trying to imagine if my dog would handle it.
What would Turk do?
I don't think he'd want to sit still for that. He'd wriggle right out and fall
and die.
Because we don't see dog again until
that's true.
Until later on. It could be either way. I was just wondering.
Yeah, I mean it's a good point. And I don't know the answer.
No one does. George Miller,
if
you're listening.
Yeah. We have no reason to believe you're
hit
not.
us up on the Instagram or the Twitter.
We know that
all
the directors of these movies listen to our
They've
show.
got nothing better to do than listen.
So another cut to sometime later on, we see that the crew has reached the big rig where the chase ended in the opening scene.
That's right.
Max is tooling around on the truck, manages to get it cranked, and then Max goes to like shut the door, and the captain's like, whoa, what the fuck, are you gonna leave me here? And Max like tosses in the keys to the shackles and tells him like, do what you want.
There is no way he would part with his shackles.
Yeah, I agree.
He would be like, give me the shackles and the key,
right.
I'll release you. But there's just, in this world, there's no way he just leaves his shackles.
That's great to point out. That's a little bit of an oversight there. That was shit planning, you guys. We're
No
ashamed.
shit. How valuable having a pair of handcuffs
Oh, absolutely.
is more valuable than a full tank of gas for sure.
Probably. So the captain starts to like limp after Max, shouting, he's like, but we're partners. We're partners. And I love that we get the wide shot that we get of the rig like speeding through the desert there. Another bit of photography. Then the next shot, we see like Max stopping the rig, and then we get a shot from inside the cabin, and he pulls out the shotgun, like checking it out, readying himself to like run the gauntlet of the Marauders.
For sure. Dude, that is some rugged ass landscape
It's
out there. I want to tour the Outback.
It is inhospitable. I think you've been out west. I feel like it is very
like
similar to like
Arizona.
the middle of the U.S. Just like there's
That's a
nothing
good call.
there.
I love that stuff though.
Yeah, the desert is my younger sister's favorite biome. So,
It's good to know.
Yeah.
There will be a quiz later.
Yeah.
What is John's younger sister's favorite biome?
Desert. So Max shifts into gear and takes off, followed closely by the captain in the gyrocopter, following very low.
Yeah, it's just like whatever. I'm coming.
He got the shackles off quick and did his thing. So down in Marauder camp, Wes is like getting a fresh shave on his mohawk and like whips around at the sound of the engine.
Uh-huh.
I love that he sees the rig topping the hill in the distance and like just goes,
It is a nice moment because the mohawk maintenance, you wonder about it, but I
Yeah,
guess
absolutely.
they're helping each other keep their mohawks on point.
That's right. That hygiene is a thing.
Dude, Wes is so wild. Like, it just seems like at some points he loses the ability to speak.
Yeah,
Like,
absolutely.
he gets so wild out about something that he's just like, all he can do is say,
He's wilding for sure. So the Marauders like scramble to their vehicles. Max runs the first attacker off the road. The car goes crashing into another car that's like up on a jack and like crushes this mechanic, which is another thing that I remember earlier because like a shot right before I think that they showed the Mohawk, you see like this guy under a car and he's working. So
yeah, dude, it's established.
anyway, that dude's dead now.
That shot where it's inside the cab of the car and the guy like runs and jumps in and fires it up and starts driving in one
Alongside.
shot and you're seeing all that shit outside the window.
Incredible.
That the amount of action and the planning that had to go into getting that shot is so just like fired up with energy. That shot is
And
amazing.
him just like looking out the window and
He, like,
cruising
rolls
towards
right
the
up
thing.
beside the thing. Yeah.
The rig. Yeah, I love that moment too. Like, so then the next moment, Wes is riding up alongside the truck in a motorcycle sidecar. He puts an arrow into the rear tires of the rig. Anyway, Wes jumps onto the back of the truck. Awesome stunt work during this scene.
For sure.
Like tons of it. Then we see the captain like flying around overhead, taking in the scene. I like all the overhead shots.
Yeah.
Like down on the scene. The camera angles from the copter, like when it pulls back from the rig and it's turning and showing like dozens more bad guys like
They're
getting
all
mobile.
Dude, I read where George Miller had said that he was worried that the studio wouldn't give them the money for aerial photography. And that's why he wrote in the gyrocopter into the thing so that they would sort of force their hand. Like, we got to have some point of view shots from the
That's awesome.
from the air.
That's smart.
And it does.
It makes it.
It sells it like you get the scale of everything.
Yeah. It's the same sort of feeling like when you're up on the ridge and can see all that action happening out in front of you.
It makes it so much more epic.
Yeah, agreed. So over at the main camp, Lord Humungus like snaps to attention when he sees the rig approaching.
I had been like trying really hard to tell what it was
Yes.
that Humungus was doing when they first rolled up. Like, I couldn't tell.
Yeah.
He seemed like he was messing around with his shoe or something with like a big blade, and he was like carving at his shoe or trying to fix something on it.
Or maybe he's
I
like
don't
trying
know.
to pry out a rock or something.
I just know I know it was planned. Like,
Yeah.
this is what he's doing. This is how he's passing his morning. Is like,
awesome if he'd been like knitting or
I love that.
or like shining his hockey. If it had been like a behind shot, and he'd been like buffing his hockey mask.
Amazing.
So
Hockey, I don't think of as synonymous with Australia either.
no, agreed. Max is barreling forward. A goon runs up and throws like who the hell knows what, but it like shatters the truck's windshield.
I don't know.
So cut to Humungus like getting a large high caliber pistol with a mounted scope and he's getting it out of like a big, like a nice mahogany box.
There was weird shit. Did you like pause and look at the inside of the case?
There's like a picture of a dude that looks like he's in a Nazi uniform or something, some Eastern European.
There was definitely that sort of Nazi cross and
skull and crossbone pins and some other sundries that make me think that that's like some
war medallions or like brass buttons off of a military uniform or something.
Whatever though, there was some pen with lettering under it that looked like it was in German.
Do you think so? Do you think this dude is meant to have been like descended from Nazis or descended from someone who was fighting against Nazis and they brought these back from the war?
I think probably he was supposed to have been a Nazi, or he was like a neo-Nazi that collected Nazi shit.
My ex-wife, when her grandfather passed away, we went to sort through his basement, and he had a bunch of just amazing shit that he had brought back from Europe.
That's awesome.
From the war. But he had a Nazi helmet, and he had there was a Luger pistol that was sort of like seized up, you couldn't like mess with it anymore. I don't think there was any ammunition for it. But this stuff that I'm like, well, I don't think this dude was necessarily a Nazi. So also people would bring that skull and crossbones shit back just as like a a keepsake or a holy shit, look at this.
Soldiers came back with just, this is a collector's item. They knew the score. They knew like that's going to be worth money one day or worth, had some historic value.
I want to believe the best about Lord Humungus.
What?
I want to think that his dad or whoever is meant to be
bequeathed him.
He was fighting on the side of the Allies.
Okay,
I don't know.
I don't know. Humungus sort of sounds Euro Nazi trashish. Anyway, Anyway, clearly Humungus only uses this gun for special occasions, is what we're saying. It's his Sunday gun. So he loads the pistol with a single bullet, because those shits are precious.
Dude, yeah.
Max punches the broken windshield out, like aims his shotgun, because I think he knows what's about to happen. But
in movies, it's so easy to punch a windshield out, like just kick the windshield out.
Well, it was like sort of
reach out and push
already.
It out.
Like you can, like if it's still intact and there's the place where your hand can find purchase, you could like rip it out.
Is it that easy?
It's still a lot of force. And he's driving.
Yeah, I would think it's not an easy thing to do, but in movies, it's hella easy.
And his adrenaline's pumping, and who knows how long that truck had been sitting out in the Australian desert. But anyway, we find that his single shotgun shell is in fact a dud. And just kind of fizzles the gun. Humungus takes aim without actually taking aim. He doesn't look through the big ass scope.
But he's a deadeye.
I guess.
He's like a hell of a shot. I feel like Max sort of ducks like he knows Humungus ain't going to miss.
Yeah, and so like he somehow puts the bullet like right through the front grill of the truck. Hiss, spray, like moisture, steam, busted radiator. That shit sucks when it happens, by the way, when it actually happens. So as the truck's like speeding ahead, the bumper catches on a tent that's like set up near the path and pulls it up out of the ground, and inside there's a couple fucking inside.
Dude, that chick was also just hot as hell.
Was that scene reminiscent for you of the garage scene in Tango and Cash?
Yes. It was just gratuitous nudity. And it was that sped up sort of film speed that you mentioned before.
It's so weird, but Max pulls the rig horn notifying the refinery.
It sounded a lot like Furiosa's horn. That
it did. Yep. Or Jack Burton's horn.
The Pork Chop Express.
Yes.
Holy shit.
What if Max Rockatansky was driving the Pork Chop Express?
Dude, I will say I think that Jack Burton would fare well in this Mad Max world.
Oh, fuck yeah.
In the post-apocalyptic big rig world.
He'd just be talking on the CB to whoever was listening.
Just talking to whoever's listening out there on a dark and stormy night.
So up on the ramparts, Pappagallo sees the truck coming over the crest of the hill. People are always cresting hills in this movie too, by the way. And what seems to be a very flat landscape, but that's neither here nor there. I think it's more there than here. With the walls of the refinery in sight, Wes like punches through the window of the driver's side door and begins struggling with Max, trying to pull his ass out of the truck. Another vehicle comes up alongside and puts more arrows into the truck tires. So I feel like we're rolling on maybe half the tires that you need to drive the thing.
I love the idea that is all that matters is you get the machine inside the walls. There's more tires. We can fix the radiator, whatever. But it really seems like Max maybe isn't going to make it. And there's this great stuff with the music.
Oh, it's phenomenal.
So good.
The tension is ratcheted up to a high degree. So as the car like maneuvers around to shoot out the tires on the other side, Gyro Captain swoops in and starts like just throwing snake grenades on people. Like it's just pockets full of snakes, apparently.
Way to be a hero, Gyro Captain.
Yeah, I love it. The dude panics, accidentally shoots his driver with the next barrage of arrows. So that car goes airborne and crashes spectacularly into the moat of other like wrecked cars around the refinery compound.
This was just another sequence of amazing stunts.
It's just like moment after jaw-dropping moment. You're watching it and going, how are they doing all this? Like the planning that goes into every single one of those shots.
Yes.
To execute it.
Absolutely.
And how big a pain in the ass is it to be like, all right, reset? Fuck you.
We got to get it the first time.
Fuck you.
I was, I think I mentioned once before, I recently was watching this movie with someone who had either never seen it or hadn't seen it in a long time.
Right.
And as all this was unfolding, he's like, is this the big climax? And it's like, no, dude, this is only we're only halfway home, but it does feel like just huge.
Is Max going to make it is the question on everyone's mind. So Max does, in fact, drive the truck through the open gate at the refinery, but a couple of the Marauder vehicles follow in before they can block the gate again. And it's at this moment that Pink DeSoto pulls up to the gate and Papagallo points the flamethrower down at him. And the dude freaks out. It's like, oh shit. And lights the dude up. Car's gone. Dude is gone.
Pink DeSoto, what a fucking concept for a character. Where does that come from in your mind? As I imagine that he found the pink car and then he's like, holy shit, this is going to define my whole persona as just pink shit.
Or Miller or whoever had seen that car and loved it for so long and been like, one day there's going to be a character in one of my movies and he's just going to be Pink DeSoto. And that car had stuck with him for so long.
Yes.
Inside the compound now, remember, Wes is still on the truck.
He's on the rig.
Yeah. He springs up to the top of the wall just with athletic prowess. Another baddie tries to take control of the armored bus blocking the gate. Warrior Woman runs up from behind and slits that dude's throat.
It's like if they could get the bus moved out of the way, that's all she
they're
wrote.
Fucked, yes. Outside, Humungus is rallying. He's like, my dogs, run the gate.
My dogs, run. He's so, I'm fascinated by everything that Humungus says.
He was a small pet veterinarian.
I would love to know his backstory. I feel like he's a dog catcher or he works in a pet store or something.
Yeah,
my dogs, run.
Yeah. So he's trying to get the other bad guys inside to get to the gate. Then we see haunted looking guy from earlier shoot one with a crossbow. Wes sees that guy, screams his Wes scream, runs at him, does this badass flip in the air over the dude's head, then grabs him and does another Wes patented headbutt to him.
Fucking what? He's Wes is an acrobat all of a sudden. It's amazing.
And that dude's throws him over the wall. We see Papagallo is still holding the Marauders outside at bay with a flamethrower, but he gets shot in the hip, which that would fucking hurt. That penetrates
bone.
Yeah, that sucks.
That arrow also changed color from when it was loaded up in the crossbow to when it hit him. It was orange and then it was red and yellow.
It hurt him so bad that he could no longer stand on both his legs, one good, one bad. So he kind of just flops over. Meanwhile, we get Wes swinging from ropes and sliding down tarpaulins.
Well, now
and
it's no one's on the flamethrower anymore, so it's a race to see who can get there first.
He's racing to get out. Max starts running. At first, I thought he was running to head off Wes, but then
is that not what he was doing?
I think that he knew that Papagallo fell, and so he's running to get to the flamethrower.
I thought Wes and Max were both racing for the flamethrower.
I thought that Wes was just trying to run to get the fuck out of there at that point.
I don't know.
So it's good to have different point of views. But Max gets distracted by one of the smegma crazies who he tackles into subdues, and then other people jump.
Crazies.
Yeah, I know it's crazy. It's nuts. So he gets up again to runs not at Wes. The reason that I thought that Wes was trying to escape was because when Max finally does get to the flamethrower and look, Wes is
far
down
away still.
the wall, and Wes could, I feel gotten to that flamethrower, especially if Max had been headed off with the smegma crazy. So Max is running towards the flamethrower that had been used by Papagallo just in time to turn back another wave of attackers.
Right. There was guys had been sort of up against the gate at that point.
Yeah. So as the Marauders turn to flee, that's when Max turns and sees Wes across the way, who's like screaming at Max, you can run, but you can't hide.
Amazing line as well. But Max like lights those dudes up outside.
Yeah, it's badass. The flamethrower is awesome. Fire in movies like used in that capacity where it's like a weapon is neat.
Why is Wes so obsessed with Max? He's been obsessed with him since before the movie started, apparently, when he was chasing him on the highway.
I think that Wes is probably not used to things not going Wes's way.
Okay.
And then especially now because like Max is in league with the refiner crowd and they killed, whether directly or indirectly, one of them killed Golden Youth.
Does he recognize he's like the most formidable warrior or something?
I think so, yeah. I think so. Because usually Wes is probably used to people like not standing their ground and trying to run. And Max is like, if you come down the hill at me right now, like at the beginning of the movie, I'm going to shoot you or we're going to get at it. So
I think there is like this Vernon Wells magic of like, he's able to sort of convey just obsession with his foe.
Yeah. His eyes, it's all in his eyes. And his just body energy, like his energy is so high, you feel like he'd snap, just like his whole body would snap.
He's a high-strung dude.
Big time. So we see like Feral Kid whips his boomerang at Wes, which seemed to like glance off his
There was
wrist,
like a sound effect
crossbow.
there or something,
I think it hit
right?
like his crossbow wrist thing.
Okay.
And just then, like the Gyro Captain swoops in, like nearly clipping Wes. That's a cool shot as like he's coming in over.
Absolutely.
Should have dropped another fucking snake. Probably had one. But Wes realized, oh, shit, now the Gyro Captain's here. I'm outmatched.
Yes.
So he like runs, catches a light pole, snaps it off, and like pole vaults across the wall and out the gate and like runs.
He just lets out this amazing scream. He's just like, ah! And then runs off.
That scream cracks me up. That scream makes me laugh every time because it makes me think of in Two Towers when Faramir is like questioning Gollum / Smeagol and he's like, what do they have? And he's like, my precious. I have rewound and watched that scene so many times. Anyway.
What an amazing sequence of the movie this has been, though.
But if you can believe it, it ends with the Marauders fleeing back to their camp.
Yes. This is the third consecutive episode that's ended with the Marauders fleeing to their camp.
Wave after wave of Marauders crash against the rock of this refinery compound, thanks in large part to Max Rockatansky. And that, dear friends, is where episode 3 draws to a close.
Dude, I'm so fucking amped up.
I feel like I'm wound up like Wes right now. You can run, but you can't hide.
Well, we will be back next week for sure.
We hope you'll join us.
Yeah, and we'll take you the next chapter. I don't know even what the fuck I'm saying anymore.
Cheers, friends. We'll see you guys next time.